Hi, I'm Bob, and welcome to Between the Sheets, where we look at Microsoft Excel and related technologies. Excel does a great job of recognizing the cells in a worksheet that should be numbers and not text, like if it's a dollar value or a date. But there are rare instances when it doesn't. There might be data imported from somewhere or created by a script that remains as text. What can be maddening is when you apply the correct format, but the sheet stubbornly retains the text formatting. Fortunately, there are three functions that will take numbers, dates, and times and convert them from text into the numbers they should be. These work in any version of Excel you might have, and they work the same on Windows and Mac. So let's take a look and see how it works. I'll show you three functions that will convert text to numbers, dates, and times. We have examples in the three worksheets in this workbook. I'm in the first sheet, the numbers sheet, and we have some items and what their costs are, but they're stored as text. If I click any of these, first of all, you can see that they're left justified. Yeah, you can left justify numbers for whatever bizarre reason, but also when I have them selected, you see on the home tab of the menu bar, the format is text. Now, I could click in there and go and set number or currency or something like that. I could go into the Format Cells dialog box, but sometimes that just does not work. So let me show you the syntax of the functions that will fix this. Syntax is pretty simple. In the first sheet, we're going to use the value function, and that's simply equals value, and you feed it some text, and then it converts the text to the number. Really, that's it. There are two other similar functions we're going to use for the other worksheets, and that's date value and time value. So let's go and try them out. So I'm just going to go here into column C, and I'm going to say equals value, open the parenthesis, click that number, close the parenthesis or not, doesn't really matter, enter it, and there it gives me that number. I'm going to get the autofill dot, double click. So these are numbers. You can see they're right justified, but we're not quite done yet, because when I click any of them, you can see it's just the formula in there. It's not actually numbers. If I want these to be numbers and not formulas, because I really want to delete these originals, I'm going to select them, copy to the clipboard, and still on the home tab of the ribbon bar, I hit the down arrow next to the paste button, value, paste values. I'll just hit the escape key to clear off the marching ants. And now when I click any of them, you can see it's just that value. So now I could do something like delete what was originally there, get these numbers and drag them into place. And now these are numbers. I could do things like, get a formula or something like that. I could do the sum function, for example, and this works. So that's great. Let's go to the next sheet, which is dates. So kind of similar, this is showing me dates, but when I click any of them, again, I can see their text. Same deal. So I'm going to go there to the top of column C, and instead of the value function, I'm going to use date value. So I'm going to say equals date value. I'll just hit the tab key to fill that in. I'm going to click that, close the parenthesis, control enter it. Now it gives me this weird number. You might not be familiar with what that is. Hold off on that for a moment. I'm going to double click the autofill dot. Now, if you're not familiar with what these are date serial numbers. Excel assigns a serial number to every date. That's how it can do calculations on them. So all I got to do is format them. So I could go up here and I can choose date, short date, long date, whatever it is. Boom, those are dates. Now, like before, like on the first sheet, these are formulas. I really want these to be dates and not formulas. So again, I'm going to copy to the clipboard and hit the down arrow on paste, paste as values, escape out. There we go. So we can see these are actual dates and they're right aligned. And same thing, I can delete the originals, select the actual dates, what are actually dates now, and move them into position. And now they will do things. So I could say something like, what's 30 days after May 2nd? And I can say like, right there's May 2nd plus 30. And I can see it's June 1st. So that's great. Now let's go to time of day. So that's the third sheet in this workbook. And you see we have some times of day. Also, it's stored as text. Also notice that the first ones are all AM and PM, but the very last one does not specify AM or PM. So by default, Excel will treat that as AM. What's going to happen when we turn these times from text into actual dates? Excel is going to convert these into decimals because that's just how it deals with time. Days get serial numbers. Times, well, they kind of get serial numbers, but they're all decimals. And we're going to go and convert them. So I'm going to say equals time value. Same deal like before. I'm going to grab that, close the parenthesis, Control Enter it, double click the autofill dot. So I got all these decimals, and same thing. I could go up there and I'm going to choose time, and there it specifies. So that 640, since it didn't specify AM or PM, it just by default made it AM. Now, one thing though that this did not do is this is specifying seconds, and they're all zeros. There's really no reason to have these. So what I could do is click this little button there, or press Control 1 on the keyboard, Command 1 on the Mac to get to time. And instead of having those seconds, I could get something like that and OK it. And that looks a lot better. And again, I'm going to copy this to the clipboard. On the Home tab of the ribbon, hit the down arrow on the Paste button, paste values, escape out of it, and now I can just delete the originals and grab the time of day and put them in there, and this is actual time. And my sympathies for everyone hitting the red eye arriving in Seattle at 6:40 a.m. Fortunately, it's rare that you'll need these functions because Excel has improved its recognition of what's on a worksheet. But for the times it doesn't, you'll be glad these functions are there. So wait, be sure to check out my course, Excel 365 for Busy People. Until next time, my name is Bob, and this has been Between the Sheets.